What's up, guys? It is Rick Ginn, and today we are talking about how to convert your motivated sellers. We're going to actually talk about the specific campaigns, the specific words you need to use to work with them. But more importantly, I'm going to tell you the things that you cannot do so you don't get stuck in what I call unmotivated seller, HELL. So if you guys don't know me, my name is Rick Ginn, and I've been wholesaling for 20 plus years, and I absolutely love what I do. So one of the crazy few people that get an absolute rush doing wholesaling deals, actually any real estate deals, but I specifically love wholesaling. If you guys don't know what wholesaling is, go over to freewholesaling.com. We as me and my son Zach, we teach a course 100% for free. And we teach it not only how to get your first deal, but how to make your first $100,000. And if you want to learn how to do that, go over to freewholesaling.com. Don't worry, I'll put it up on the bottom for you. But today we are talking all about how to convert your motivated sellers for wholesale real estate deals. And if you don't know what a motivated seller is, I'm here to tell you. So you have to find people that need to sell their house, and you have to avoid the people that want to sell their house. And if you start from there, you can get an understanding of how wholesaling works. And what most people, they look for anybody selling a house, and that winds up being the biggest challenge. Wholesaling real estate, properties pick you. You don't pick the properties. Now, what do I mean by that is you don't just hop in a car and go, hey, I just want to buy that house. That is what we call a retail sale. And if you do that, you will drive yourself nuts. It doesn't work that way. The properties pick you. You don't pick your properties. And the sooner you understand that, the easier this business gets. So knowing that is, if we want the properties to pick us, you have to pick the right list. So everything you do when it comes to motivated sellers is always going to start with you being what we call a list ninja. And a list ninja is someone who spends a lot of time focusing on how to get the best list of motivated sellers. Now, I personally recommend getting government lists, or go over to listrei.com or zachdata.com. It's the best place to get it. The government lists are 100% free. It doesn't require a subscription or anything. You will have to work to get some of them, but I love them. Code violations and probates probably being my two absolute favorites, because I've been doing it for 21 plus years and I've never not gotten a deal from it. I've gone through droughts, but eventually I always get a deal off of them. So keep that in mind. Guys, if you have the right list, so a list is just a prospect of properties. I would love to tell you which one's going to sell to you. You have no idea who's going to sell to you on that list. So now you understand, you have the list. The properties are going to pick you. You aren't going to pick the properties. And so, okay, how do I move forward understanding that? I've already talked about this earlier. Stop trying to convert retail sellers. Just give it up. It's a waste of time. I guarantee you are never, ever going to win them over, and you're going to be stuck. So trying to convert retail sellers is an absolute nightmare. How do I know this? Because the first 2 years I spent every waking moment trying to do this, and it never worked out. You see, these properties are the ones that need realtors, and they need the market to tell them what the final price is, because they're usually asking an unrealistic price, and there's no money to be made on those deals. So one of the biggest keys is, most of you that are struggling in wholesaling are trying to make deals work that have no business even being in your pipeline. So just because a property is for sale does not mean it's going to be a good deal. So if you know that up front, it's much easier to work on this. So what are signs that you're trying to make something work that's not going to work? If you spend too much time on the comp, more than 10 minutes, in my opinion, you're trying to make the numbers work, because you're trying to buy the property even though the data says it's not going to work. So unless you get a price reduction or renegotiate the whole contract, if you're spending hours on running comps and calling friends and posting stuff on the internet, you're probably trying to convert a retail deal, and it's never going to work. Just save the energy. I'm telling you, you can spend 25 hours trying to convert them. You're never going to be able to convert them. I've never, ever converted one retail deal I've ever done. I've gotten deals off of it. I've made a few work, but for the most part, they're pretty much a nightmare, and it's a waste of your time in the wholesaling space. So that's where you wind up in realtor world. And unless you want to be in that world, please stop trying to convert retail sellers. It's literally a waste of time. This is all you have to do. You ready for this? You just got to build rapport. And once you have rapport, that is the gate that goes down to have people open up to you. You still have to take the rapport, saying, you know, I love your children's picture. I love that you fish. I love your old car collection. And you have to convert it to a conversation. Now, a conversation should be natural and flowing. You should not have a script for a conversation. A conversation means someone trusts you enough to have a conversation with you without feeling like they're vulnerable, they're going to be hurt or scared. Conversations are what you have with your friends and your family. If you can take that rapport skill and convert it to a conversation, you will get the best deal available, period. End of story. A script is so robotic. It's so fake. You can use the script as a guide, as a bullet point, but it cannot be a deal that closes people out. So once you understand this rapport in the conversations, you understand this. Stop selling. I know this sounds like a complete opposite of what you're taught in the business. Wholesaling has nothing to do with selling. Nothing to do with selling. Guys, I was in a professional sales job for 12 years before this. I promise you, wholesaling is not selling at all. It's the complete opposite. It's about connecting with people and finding people with problems that you can solve and create win-win situations. It's not people just looking to sell their house. If you want to get a listing for them, you have to go sell your butt off and compete with all the other realtors. I don't play in that game. So if we know we are going to convert deals by building rapport in the conversations, and you're telling me, Rick, I don't have to sell. I'm telling you, in the 20 plus years I've done this, I've never sold somebody on a wholesale deal. Here's why. God gave you 2 ears and one mouth. If you understand how the 2 ears work and you listen to people extremely carefully, like you are completely dialed in, you can take in enough information for you to construct an offer that should be a win-win situation. That's it. Like, the better you listen, the better your deal. But so many of you guys are trying to talk your way into the deal. And I'm telling you, you cannot talk your way into a wholesale deal. Either they qualify for it and you listened very carefully and you structured the right offer. Because when it comes down to it, you're not selling. All you're really doing is qualifying, and you're doing exactly what you said you were going to do. And the only way you can do that is by listening very carefully. So many people love to talk, but very few people want to listen. Those that listen can take that information and actually construct an offer that will create a situation on what we call a win-win-win deal. And now, Rick, why are there three? The seller's always first. It's got to be a win for them. You got to be solving a problem, making them happy. Number two, it's got to be a good deal for you. You got to be making money because you're doing a lot of work. And number three, it's got to be good for your cash buyer, which is basically going to be your partner in the deal, so to speak. Because if you do an assignment, depends on where you are in this business. Your first deal, your 100th deal, it's going to be different. But you have to always think win-win-win. And if it's not a win-win-win across the board, I promise you the deal will fall apart at some point at some time. Because if you don't have enough money in it for your cash buyer, they're never going to buy it from you. You're going to have to back out of the contract. If your seller wants too much, you're going to commit at a price that you can't follow through with, and you're going to disappoint your seller. And if your seller sells it too cheap, meaning they didn't make any money and you made all the money, they're going to be resentful and they're probably not going to close at the closing table. So if you do not fulfill the win-win-win across all three spectrums, you're rarely going to do a wholesale deal. And so what happens is most wholesalers, like the seller agrees, you agree, but your cash buyer says, I can't because I can't make any money yet. That's not a wholesale deal. That means you didn't get the right price. It happens all the time, but I'm here to tell you, you must learn how to qualify in wholesaling real estate. Qualifying, in my opinion, is more important than selling, because if you walk people down the right path and let them know that you want to help them and work with them, that is really kind of your sales funnel, but it's not really selling. You see, when I'm selling a car, I'm telling you on why you want this car and why it's so beautiful and how it's going to make your life better. Think about when you're dealing with a seller with a problematic property. All you're trying to do is solve one problem for them. They get rid of that property. And either they like you and they like what you're saying, or they don't. You are never going to sell them into doing a deal. You're never going to force them to make you a deal, and you are never going to win them alone on charm. And most people like that they feel vulnerable and they just want people to do what they say they're going to do. That's it. I'm telling you guys, is like a huge secret. Now, I will tell you this. This is the hard one you're really going to have to suck down here, because this one, unfortunately, took me about 7 years total to learn. Ready? You can't chase them. Like, oh, wait a minute, Rick. I'm chasing my butt off to get these deals. I know, but you got to think about it. So any of you went down the dating world. So I'm so far out of dating. I've been married 27 plus years. But even though when I was dating my wife and courting her, you're overly interested in them, and you're at home like, oh God, please call me. Please call me. But on the surface, you have to be like the coolest cat. Like, okay, well, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. And the problem is, if you pursue anything too hard, people, assets, on perfect conditions, it freaks people out. So I'm confident if I overchased my wife over 30 years ago, she probably wouldn't be with me today. Because if you overchase people, like you freak them out and you scare them, your sellers are no different. If a seller ever tells you you seem very eager to buy this property, take note, because it means you've gone over the line and you're freaking them out. I've had sellers tell me that too when I first started. I was so eager to buy stuff, I would like run over my own numbers. I'd run over my own like guidelines. And I'm here to tell you, think about the dog. I give you guys this analogy all the time. I let my dog out. I love the little critter. He drives me nuts. I let him outside in the backyard. We have a big backyard, and he takes off and then he disappears. So I don't know if you guys have a dog like that, but late at night, he disappears. He's all black. Okay. So it's dark. I can't find him anywhere. And then I see him a shade in the bush and I start to chase him. And every time I chase him, it's a game. And so if the dog's playing a game with me every time I chase him, what do you think your sellers do? The more you chase, the more you're going to get your butt kicked. And here's what happens is it's just like if you're trying to like to date a person and you really like them. You got to be cool, calm, the charming individual, whoever you are, and you got to win them over. And even if they blow you off or they don't return your call the next day or they don't respond to a text, you have to be okay with it. So I always teach you about detachment. If you can do detachment, it works. It doesn't mean you don't care, and it doesn't mean you don't want to be with that person or whatever it is. But the thing is, if you show it too emotionally, you freak people out. And that's what a lot of you guys do in wholesaling. I've been there. I did it. Like right now, I go in to make an offer. I let them know. I go, hey, listen, if it doesn't work out, I understand. I get it. And sometimes they'll go like this. Every now and then, if you do not know the answer to that, here's a little trick you can do. Mr. Seller, what are you going to do if I don't buy your property? It just starts, you can see if that is a test to see if they will chase you. Now, if a seller chased you, you should be concerned too, because sometimes that means there's something dreadfully wrong with the property and they're holding it back from you. So it does happen, but I'm here to tell you, if they chase me too hard, I'm concerned too. So I recently had somebody chase me on a deal and found out the whole thing was fraudulent. And I kind of like, I knew there was something wrong with it. I just like, I wish it was that easy to make 150 grand, but they're trying to sell a property they don't own. And like we figured out in underwriting, same thing. If you overchase and over pursue, people's intuition goes, why does he want the property so bad? Am I missing something? Am I giving it away too cheap? Like maybe I need to ask for more. So you don't want to chase. That is going to be the key.